Everybody, Brian Horvath here, and welcome to your LinkedIn Live Q&A for Wednesday. And I just realized the software that I use to go ahead and broadcast this out to multiple channels, I realized I set it for about 10 minutes early. Actually 12 minutes early. So if you're here maybe at an abnormal time or a time normally you wouldn't see me, I'm glad I made the mistake. And if you're lagging behind later on, you're like, what happened? I thought this started at noon and I jumped in and it's already been going for some time. Well, you can go ahead and check out the YouTube video afterwards on my channel. If you just go to youtube.com/Brian Horvath on purpose, and you'll see my LinkedIn career and finance nuggets and videos, LinkedIn, life purpose, all that kind of stuff. So basically what my company does, it's called the Horvath Training Institute. I help people like you and like me to know, live, and love the purpose for our career and finances. And LinkedIn is one of those tools to help us maximize our purpose, leverage our purpose, utilize our purpose, and all that good stuff. And so that fits under this career category if you like to keep it nice and neat and compartmentalized. If you're one of those fans of the container store where everything's got to be in a container, that kind of thing, then you'll like that little container that LinkedIn fits under career fits under purpose. And I basically want to help people know, live, and love the purpose for their career and finances, ultimately helping you and me to realize and remember that our career and finances are merely tools to help us accomplish and achieve our overall life purpose. They're not what we should be chasing. Career and finances are not our purpose. Nope, they are tools to help us achieve our overall life purpose. So anyway, good stuff there. So just excited that you're here with me today, and really look forward to having you be a part of this LinkedIn Live session. So today's topic is the three things you need to do on LinkedIn today. And you can do them every day. And I say in this LinkedIn Live Q&A, I'm going to share 3 simple and practical, ready to put to use, actions that you can take today and every day to maximize your effectiveness on LinkedIn. I want to help you maximize your effectiveness on LinkedIn using this tool practically and simply. And you can do all that today and every day. So that's what this is all about today. We're going to get into the nitty gritty here of this LinkedIn Live Q&A. So really kind of, if I had a sponsor, and the sponsor in this case is me, this show is sponsored by me. And it's sponsored by my new resource called Your LinkedIn Profile Quick Start Guide that I'm going to encourage you to check out and get. And a lot of what I'll share today is not necessarily in the guide itself, but is mentioned in the guide to a degree. And you can use what I'm sharing with you today and many of my other YouTube videos along with this free quick start guide to help you maximize your effectiveness on the platform, the world's largest professional network and platform, which is LinkedIn. Over 840 million people on the platform from 200 different countries. And as LinkedIn's website says, territories that really can help you advance your career, develop your career, build your industry, or even outside of your industry network. So how to make the right connections on LinkedIn is what I'm all about. This is a 7-step guide. It's free to help you make those right connections. It's called Your LinkedIn Profile Quick Start Guide. You can download it for free at brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start. And I hope you go ahead and do that. That's what today's show is sponsored by, that nifty little guide. So LinkedIn Q&A Live, I do these every Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I got a little head start this morning by about 10 minutes. So email me your questions, any questions you have, whether you have them today, you have them in the future. We can feature them on the show for others to benefit from, but also for you to go ahead and get the answers you need to help you succeed with LinkedIn. I usually answer these emails even before the show, but usually these are great nuggets for a show, because if you have that question, I guarantee somebody else does too, and they'll benefit from you asking it. So thank you for submitting your question. And I also want to encourage you, you can subscribe today to my my YouTube channel, of course, for free. When you simply visit brianhorvath.com/YouTube or youtube.com/brianhorvath on purpose, either one of those will shoot a line right to the YouTube channel or the YouTube page, and then you can look at different channels I have on career, finance, LinkedIn, life purpose, and so on and so forth. Ultimately helping you know, live, and love the purpose for your career and finances. You can find this LinkedIn Live every Wednesday at noon, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch it on my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel or my Twitter channel, where I answer your questions week to week on those channels every Wednesday at noon. It's a live LinkedIn live Q&A. So today's topic, as we mentioned already a little bit earlier, are the 3 things you, my friend, we need to do to help you maximize your effectiveness on the platform. And these are simple, practical, easy to understand, and even easier to apply nuggets that will really help you make the right connections, advance your career, get your profile to optimum level so you can really share your story, showcase your value, and so on and so forth. And if you haven't seen the LinkedIn Live from last week, I encourage you to take a look at it. I go a little deeper into share your story, showcase your value, and I called it Why You Need LinkedIn, Why You Need LinkedIn Now. So check out that YouTube video that was a recording from last week's LinkedIn Live Q&A. So let's go on further. So again, excuse me guys, I'm a little nasally today, but 3 things you need to do on LinkedIn today and every day are, again, I like to keep these videos simple and practical for everyday use on the platform. So you can tackle one of these today, you can tackle 2 of these or all of them, and or implement a couple over a couple of days, whatever the case may be. But these are not hard, these are not difficult. They are a blessing when you put them to work. You'll see pretty instant results when you put them to work for you, and you just have to give it a shot, give it a try. So number 1, the first thing I would encourage you to do, is I would encourage you to check out my career-changing secret. My career-changing secret. And for a lot of us, we go into our career thinking, what's in it for us, right? I mean, come on. We all think about ourselves first. We all do. And it doesn't mean we act on that thought, but we have to discern how to take the right steps, next steps. And I like to encourage people that I coach is have different eyes, a different perspective for LinkedIn. And I want to encourage you to do that too. Not, I consider you one of my coaching clients as well as part of this YouTube platform, YouTube channel. So 3 things you need to do on LinkedIn today. The first one is my career-changing secret. And guys, really, it's helping us remember that LinkedIn is not about us. Let me say that again. LinkedIn is not about you. It's not about me. It's not even about us. It's about those we should be seeking to serve. So I want to encourage you to put on new goggles, put on a new lens, a new, what's that little thing called? Monocle, and look into LinkedIn differently than you have been already. A lot of times, when we get caught up in ourselves and our own little world and what we think is appropriate, what we think is right, what we think we should be doing, we look inward and we miss some golden opportunities to serve people. So I really want to encourage you to take on a different lens and different perspective when you go through LinkedIn. When you're looking at posts of other people, when you're looking at job descriptions, think of other people. When you are even analyzing your platform your profile on the platform, think about how what you're saying could resonate and serve others. Seeking to serve is a big deal when you want to change your career results. When you take this mindset and this opportunity from inward to go outward, not only will those that you're serving benefit, but you, my friend, will benefit too. I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you help enough people get what they want, you, my friend, we will get what we want. Again, it's not why we do it, but a huge blessing comes when we give. And there's an old Bible verse that says it's better to give than receive. I think Jesus said that. And regardless of your faith, you and I both know how much of a blessing it is to give when you've even tried it just once. Now, how do we apply that? How do we apply that heart to LinkedIn? Well, we're going to show you here in a second. But I want to encourage you to lift others. When we lift others, we ourselves also rise or ascend. And I think it says, I think there's a quote, a rising tide lifts all boats. So it really fits into this little Scrabble image here that when you're seeking to serve and lift others up, when you prop them up, you also be propped up yourself. And that's kind of one of those, not misnomers. That's not the word I'm looking for. You may be a better wordsmith than I, but one of those, oh my gosh, I'm on live, but I want to think about it. I want to pause the live and think about what that, oxymoron, is that the word? Maybe that's the word. Check it out. Anyway, but regardless, whatever. In lifting others, we will also rise as well. So, sow a little and receive a little. Sow a lot and receive a lot. Keep that in mind when you're using LinkedIn. Okay, let's take a look at examples. So I'm going to do my best here pretty quickly to hop over to LinkedIn. And let me just make my screen bigger. There we go. And so what we want to do is we want to look at, oh, close this. Looks like I got a double window here. What we want to do is look at ways that we can serve people on LinkedIn. How can we look out for their best interests? Well, we're actually going to talk about a couple of the same things multiple times, but in a different way today. And when I think about one of the ways we do it, as I look here at my profile, is that one of the ways we can really seek to serve others is by making sure our headline is resounding enough or impactful enough to be able to get some eyeballs in it, to get people to see what we do best so we can seek to serve those who need us the most. And so you want to use keywords up top in your profile headline to make sure that that resonates. And depending if you're a content creator or not on the platform, you'll see when you go to your own site, see I have resources here, private to me, creator mode. I'm a creator, content creator. I'm also, a teacher, a speaker, and whatnot. So I have this creator mode on, which allows me to highlight what I talk about up here in these little hashtags. Now, if you don't have creator mode on in your profile, you won't have that opportunity to drop those in. This just gives me as a creator opportunity to speak more about what I focus on and how I serve. What is my core competency? What is my focus target market and things like that? But for you, if you're a job seeker, or maybe you're a business owner, or maybe you're someone that's in a nonprofit leadership role looking to recruit volunteers or donors or just help with your overall vision, mission, and goal for your organization, you want to make sure your headline is attractive to those who need most what you do best. And the way you can communicate that and seek to serve is by having the right and best keywords within your profile headline, which you can see there right under my name. And a little nugget I learned from Adam Houlihan, who's another LinkedIn expert and a great teacher and a guy over in Australia. He shared with me, and I learned from him, how to use, instead of personal pronouns, depending on just your thought process with all that, how to take personal pronouns and make up a customized personal pronoun. And I made up career and finance expert. So that's another way to get eyeballs looking at what you do best, those who need most what you do best. So that's one way, is your headline. Another way to seek to serve is going out to down to scroll, is featured. Are there products and services? Are there things that you do really well? Are there projects that you work on that you want to highlight? So those who need most what you do best can be, you can be found for those kind of things, recognized for those things. In your featured section, you can feature those projects. You can feature those, your portfolio. You can feature maybe a paper you wrote. You can feature even your resume, although I don't recommend it. I don't think LinkedIn should have your resume on it. You should use LinkedIn as a complementary piece to your resume, but that's not what today's live is all about. Now, folks that don't have a featured section yet might ask, well, where do I add that, Brian? You want to go up here to add profile section. And you can scroll down all the different sections that you can add within LinkedIn. I'm trying to move a couple windows here to get to that place. And you click these little drop downs and you can add additional things within your profile that maybe you didn't have before. And so you have a core section, a core kind of frame, or a core, what's the word I'm looking for? A core area, if you will, of your profile. You have what LinkedIn recommends you should have in your profile area, and then they have an additional. I recommend you knock all of these out the best you can where it makes sense, how it makes sense, but specifically within recommend, you can add a featured section, okay? And then in that featured section, you can add right here little items like a post, like an article, like a link, like any kind of media, and feature that so people can see what you do best, those who need most what you do best. So it's a way to seek to serve by showing somebody your portfolio, showing somebody the work that you have done that would benefit them now or in the very near future. Okay, so that's another opportunity for you within your profile. Okay. The next place, of course, is your about section, and make it easy to read. Make it easy to read. You can see how I have my headline keywords up top. I have a little nuggets about how I serve people. Then I have broken down into those For example, if I help people with their career and finances, how do I help people in their finances? Well, money management, debt reduction, so on and so forth. Career advancement, how do I help people? Well, here's one, how to LinkedIn. That's what I'm doing with you right now. Then I have some other sections and segments in here that talk about my personality, that talk about my gifts, that talk about my abilities, that talk about more core competencies. How might other people describe me? What kind of genres of professional experience have I done? In an easy to read, bulleted form within your summary. Then how to get a hold of me. Very easy. You can see I have my email and phone number, right? I'm giving you a lot here. There's a lot of great stuff here that you can go ahead and copy right away. Okay. A little passionate about today because this stuff you do not need to be afraid. You do not need to be worried. Get out there, make some changes, make a difference, make some edits. Even if you screw up, guess what? It's digital. You can fix it. Okay. Here's another way to serve. Go on people's profiles and give them recommendations. You can see where I've received some. You can see where I've given some. Go serve people by recommending them to the marketplace. Go serve some people by recommending them to the marketplace. Did I need to say it again? Bless people, encourage people, serve people by writing a recommendation. That is a great way to take your eyes off of yourself and on to others, seeking to serve them with what you do best, those who need most what you do best. Okay, so let me jump back to getting to our example here. And after our example, I want to share with you next is number 2. And number 2 is high-powered keyword placement. High-powered keyword placement. Number 2 is a high-powered keyword placement. You really want to make sure that you have keywords in the right places. Keywords in the right places are huge. One of the big opportunities for you to make a difference on LinkedIn is to have the right keywords in the right places. This is tantamount, paramount, whatever that word is, right? You will really make a difference with your profile when you have the right Lego blocks, i.e. keywords, in the right places. Why? Because LinkedIn looks for keywords within their algorithms in certain places where they have the most effect. So if I'm a recruiter, a headhunter, a hiring manager, someone that wants to connect with someone like you, then I am going to type in some keywords within my search functionality in my profile or on my LinkedIn side of the platform. And I'm going to type in those words to find someone like you. The question is, are you able to be found for those keywords? And the best way is to have those right keywords, the person that's searching for you, and have them in the right places. If you have them in the right places, they're kind of like keys. They'll unlock the doors for you to be found by that person searching for someone like you. And maybe let me say that a better way. If I'm a person, a recruiter, a headhunter, a hiring manager, or someone that's looking to network with someone like yourself, I'm going to use the search bubble at the top of LinkedIn, and everyone has it. We all have it. I'm going to type in that small set of keywords. And when I get search results, I'm hoping to find you. You want to be found by that person seeking or searching, right? And the way you're best going to be able to be found is by having the right keywords in the right places within your profile that match the keywords of that person searching for someone like you. Got it? Okay. It's not a crapshoot unless you're just random with where you put your keywords. We're going to be able to better refine and define and present the opportunity for you to be found by the right people to make the right connection on LinkedIn when you have these keywords that make sense for you in those right strategic places. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. I'm going to give you some insight into where to do that. Now, the most important part here, take a picture of this, memorize this, whatever you need to do, but this is the kind of a little bit of the top, this is the top 3 places in order of where you want to have your keywords. The first one for the algorithm to work best is in your current job, your most recent, but hopefully active, meaning you're currently working there, work experience on your profile. Your current job title is going to be the most keyword sensitive or keyword rich area for you to be found by that person searching for you. Okay. So you want to make sure that those keywords that you're looking to highlight are in that current job title as it makes sense. You know me, if you've seen any of my videos, you know it's all about being legal, moral, and ethical. So we never want to change things or make things, write things, type things in our profile that aren't true just to hopefully make an algorithm work for us. We want to have the utmost most ethics and integrity within our portfolio in our profile. Okay. But the first place is having that within your experience. If you don't have a current job, then you could work around that with some tips I've shared in other videos called your LinkedIn groups. Take a look at the LinkedIn groups video. I think I shared that there. If you don't have a current job, if you don't have a current job, you will miss out on these keywords, the power of the keywords in this section. There are some workarounds to that I learned a long time ago from my mentor on LinkedIn. His name is Greg Wells. You can find that out there. The second place is your headline. Like we talked about earlier, seeking to serve with what you do best, those who need it the most, then your headline is going to be top of mind. It's at the top of your profile, and it's going to help you to be connected with those searching for you. A lot of times those headlines really could be almost exact matches, which is pretty cool depending on the industry you're in. But most often they're not. But having a headline that matches what that recruiter, hiring manager, headhunter, anyone searching for you has is going to be important to have some of those keywords in your headline. And they don't always have to be in the same order. The next part is your summary. And I kind of shared that a little bit already when it comes to how to best serve. You see how these things work together. These things all work together, really. So in your experience is the most important part to get the most bang for your buck when it comes to keywords. You want to make sure you have the right keywords there. That's right place number one. Number two is your headline. And what's neat about your headline is not only for someone reading it, a normal, someone scrolling or reading or searching, but also for all the algorithms, all the behind the scenes artificial intelligence searching to connect profiles together. Your headline is huge as well. And then in your summary section, as well, not only because of readability and visibility, but also because it's a great place for to see if you're a good fit for someone that's seeking a solution to the problem. Hopefully you are the solution to that problem. Hope that all makes sense to you guys. If you have questions, you can always ask them. Be glad to follow up and help you as well. You can put your right down below. You can put it in the chat box if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, whatever the case may be, or you can always email me at brian@brianhorvath.com. And don't forget too, we talked earlier about using the free guide that I talked about, and I'll talk about here in a minute again, or show you the slide at the end, but how to make the right connections on LinkedIn using my LinkedIn profile quick start guide. You can get that for free at brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start. And we talk more about this kind of stuff as well. So it's a good tool to work together with that. Terrific stuff. This is awesome. I'm glad you guys are here today. Number three, the three things you need to do on LinkedIn today and every day is constant and consistent connection strategy. If you don't connect with anybody, you're not going to be seen by people, both that person that you would connect with directly, but also their connections and their connections. So we have this first level of connection, the first tier, where people are connected directly, right? One-to-one. And then we have the second level of connections, which is 1 to 2 levels deep, meaning friends of friends, if you will, or connections of connections. So if I'm connected to Charlie Jones and Charlie Jones is connected to Lisa Henderson, then I'm going to be a second degree connection to Lisa Henderson. I'm not connected with her directly myself, but I'm connected with Charlie, and Charlie's connected with Lisa. And now all of a sudden, Lisa and I are second degree or second level connections. And if Lisa's connected with Tom McCormick, then I am a third connection of Tom McCormick, and Charlie is a second connection to Tom McCormick because Charlie's connected with Lisa directly. You see how LinkedIn works? So it's kind of fun. I can't believe I even got that right, and maybe I didn't even get that right. But long story short is the more connections you have, the better off you're going to be when they are in your industry or outside of your industry. Because one little nugget I learned a long time ago, it's not about connecting with people for what they do or who they are even, but who is in their network. Who is in their network. So let's talk a little bit about that. If you're going to use LinkedIn in a positive way that's going to go wide and deep and build your network fast and furiously with speed and with acceleration, then one couple of the ways to think about that is this. Here are a couple target opportunities for you when it comes to building your network consistently and constantly and with effectiveness.
The first thing to do is consider targeting companies in your town, okay? And then in the companies within your town or city, community, whatever the case may be, connect with people of, you know, certain roles or certain positions that have the most opportunity for influence, or maybe roles or positions within that company that have the most connections on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's another way to do it. Another way to do it is target companies and just target their CEOs or target their vice presidents or target leaders of those organizations. That would be maybe a department where you would work under or serve under, those kinds of things. You also want to just maybe target companies in your industry. So we're talking about targeting companies in your city, right? Because remember, it's not about who you know or what those people do, but about who might be in their network. And if you're trying to connect with people within your city, in your industry, sometimes you might need to think about connecting with companies in your city that are not in your industry to kind of work your way around into your industry. Does that make sense? The bottom line is connect, connect, connect. Be strategic about it. Start with those target companies in your city or targeted companies you'd like to work for, and then work your way into those companies through key areas of influence within those companies. Sometimes it's not the CEO because maybe the CEO isn't on the platform as much because they're handling other things that keep them from getting engaged as much as they like. But depending on your industry or the kind of work that is going on in that industry or by that company, they may very well be. But many times it's vice presidents, it's directors, it's HR professionals, those kinds of people within those companies make sense to connect with. And that's you proactively connecting with them. And many times, proactively you connecting, you seeking to serve first, you going to build relationships first, comes back around where people start connecting with you within those networks that those people are in, sometimes even within that company that those people are in. It's pretty amazing. And once you get into a company and connect with that right person of influence, let's say it's a target company you want to go work for, then all of a sudden, if you knocked over that big domino of connecting with someone higher up in the ranks of that company, then other folks will follow suit within that company. You start building an inward kind of a nesting point. You kind of get influence into that company, at least within LinkedIn. We can go on and on about this strategy, but depending on where you're at, I would start with targeting companies of influence in your city, targeting companies in your industry, regardless of your city, and just start working your way into those places. Because later on, not only does that pay off dividends within getting connected to those networks, multiple levels deep, but also helps you face to face networking. It also helps you in your industry networking over the long haul. So have a bigger vision, have a new perspective, have a bigger picture at mind when you go connecting. Don't just think one to one, think exponential. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 10. Think bigger. Think, seek to serve. You will never be disappointed when you are serving others. The others, of course, let's say you want to connect with roles and positions that are the same as your role and position. So you have like mind, like values. You understand what the struggles and the opportunities are. You understand what the successes are of somebody in your kind of role. So that's an area of opportunity to connect with people like that. Or what about if it's for where you want to go next? Maybe you're looking to learn the ropes. Maybe you're looking to do some what we call informational interviews with as you make your way into a company or into an industry or a type of role that maybe you don't have full on experience with. LinkedIn can be sliced and diced so many ways if you're seeking to connect for the right reasons. We can go on and on about this. Another one is to connect with key leaders of industry organizations, different associations, different orders or groups. And I don't know where you're coming from or what industry you're in or you're watching this, but connect with those executive directors, connect with those vice presidents, connected with the presidents. They may be in volunteer positions, but connect with those people inside those organizations and those associations that are coming right alongside maybe even your company or a company you want to work with, or right alongside your industry. Maybe there's events you've been to. You're like, you know what? I need to connect with that executive director who ran that event, or a speaker they had. Or again, it's never ending, the opportunities that lie within when you think about how to constantly and consistently grow your LinkedIn network. Always remembering it's not about who you know or they know, or excuse me, who they are or what they do, but who they know in their LinkedIn network. Keep that in mind, okay? Very good stuff, powerful stuff. So here's a quick little recap today. 3 things you need to do on LinkedIn today is number 1, my career changing secret, seeking to serve. Flip the script on what's in it for me, because we're all listening to that radio station, WIIFM, right? What's in it for me? Flip the script on that. How can you seek to serve others? Sharing with those what you do best, sharing with those who need most what you do best. Share your value, share your story, showcase your value. Share your story, showcase your value. All right? Keep that in mind. That's number 1. Number 2 is the high-powered keyword placement. Remember where keywords go. 75% are at your current job, your current title within your work experience in LinkedIn. Number 2 at 15% is your headline. And then the third is your summary when it comes to being found in the top search results for LinkedIn. Those are the order where you want to make sure you have those keywords airtight, you have a strategy, and you have them locked and loaded. Number 3 is constant and consistent connection strategy. I shared with you some of those places. If it helps you, get a spreadsheet or get a yellow pad of paper. Just start making connections. Brainstorm where you should start and get after it. That's it. And over time, you'll be able to build your network quickly and with the effectiveness, okay? Now, I think it's 100 people you can invite to connect with you a week. But here's the cool thing. That's one proactive way. Reactively, once you start connecting with more and more people, then more people want to connect with you reactively. And that there could be 1,000 people wanting to connect with you this week, right? We'll take it because it's not about them as much as it is as who is in their network. And many times it is about them, but you also get the benefit or blessing of who's also in their network. So those are the top 3 things you need to do today. So I have a hot tip for you guys. If you want to increase your speed and effectiveness of your LinkedIn interactions, you're thinking, Brian, that's a lot of work. I got to do a lot of typing. I got to do a lot of searching. I got to think strategically. I got to think with a new mindset. You're telling me, Brian, how do I do this much more rapidly and at scale? One of the ways to do this, again, with the disclaimer of the parameters of the utmost ethics, integrity, okay, morals, legality, all that kind of stuff, is I have a couple of tools for you, digital tools that can help you really quickly get going. And that is text expansion software. Whether you're on a Mac or a PC, you can get text expansion software that will allow you to write little scripts or little templates to connect with people, to respond to people, to, heck, you can use this outside of LinkedIn. But this little text expansion software is really neat because it helps you to start with this, write a script or write how you'd want to communicate with people, how you want to invite people to connect, and then allows you to fill in the blanks to keep it personal. I'm going to show you what I mean here in a second. But this hot tip will increase your speed of your connections requests and your everyday LinkedIn interaction when you use text expansion software. And I have 2 kinds that I recommend. One is called Text Expander. This is probably the industry leader or standard that I see a lot. And if you're a business owner, they have this for teams as well as individuals. But then there's another one called Typinator. And basically what they do is allow you to type out a little code or a little snippet or a little nugget of text that then expands into full text. But you don't have to remember that text. All you have to do is remember the little snippet. You don't have to remember the full body of the text. You don't have to type it all out all the time. You can use this little snippet for repeating actions you're consistently using over and over again. So guys, really you can see there are so many opportunities to use LinkedIn to really build your network and build it strongly and with effectiveness and have some fun doing it. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this live today. In the meantime, remember, I have a free guide, your LinkedIn profile quick start guide that you can use. Go to brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start, and you can get that for free. Love to connect you with this free guide. Very exciting stuff, and so glad that you're here with me today. Email me your questions at brian@brianhorvath.com, and I'd be glad to answer them throughout the week for you. Like I said, it's a pleasure to have you. There are the places to check this out. Go and check out past videos. If you haven't seen them already, you can go to youtube.com and look at all the other videos from previous weeks. I think this is like number 34, number 35, and there is a lot of content there for you. But I think this free guide will really bless you, really help you be simple, keep it simple, and get a fast start, a quick start, go ahead and download your LinkedIn profile quick start guide. Again, there's the URL. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate all of you and really wish you the best as you use LinkedIn.